Welcome to Rise Up in Business, the law podcast for small business owners. This podcast is designed to share important legal information without the stuffy legal jargon. I'm Tracy Milacrane. Let's get into today's episode. Welcome back to the Rise Up in Business podcast. Today I'm going to be talking to you about what you need to be doing with your legal documents when you're up-leveling in your business. I have clients come to me to either help set up legal documents from scratch or to say to me, I've had these ones here in place for a while, are they up to scratch? So regardless of which one you are, regardless of whether we've worked together to develop your documents or you've put something together yourself or use support elsewhere, your business will continue to grow and thrive and you will up-level continuously. So what does that mean for your legal documents and what do you need to do when you are going through those periods of growth and up-leveling and it's time to revisit your legals? First thing is pull out what you've got and make sure that they work. You need to consider whether or not your business terms and conditions still serve your business. Are the offers or your offerings in your business up to date? Have they changed? Have you got new packages? Have your prices increased? Have you got other team members on board? Has your onboarding or your offboarding process changed? All of those things need to be accurately set out in your business terms and conditions. Or as you know, your client service agreement, your design agreement, we call it whatever you like. But that core fundamental document of your business T's and C's needs to be up to date and current. This is the first place to start when you're up-leveling in your business because most of the time your existing business T's and C's won't be serving you any longer. They'll need to be refreshed and up-leveled. Now is the time to get your business T's and C's drafted for you properly by a lawyer if you've been DIYing or if you've used a template you purchased from somewhere or you've gotten them some other way. If you haven't had your business lawyer dive in to draft your business T's and C's, now's the time. When you're up-leveling all aspects of your business and your documents and professionalism in your documents is one component of that. So start with your business T's and C's, make sure they're drafted and tailored for you by your lawyer and make sure they accurately reflect everything that you're offering and doing in your business. The next place to go is your website documents. As a part of an up-leveling, often there's a rebrand or a refresh. What you're offering and what you're sharing on your website often changes and evolves as well. So you might now have downloadable freebies. You might now have masterclasses or documents that someone can purchase. You may have a mastermind or a membership or a program that's available for people to purchase or subscribe to on your website. Your website terms and conditions need to incorporate all of the offerings on the website so that you are complying with the consumer law and so you've got the maximum protection available to you as a small business owner. Remember, part of this up-leveling process is you elevating to the next level in your business. We want to protect this. We want to protect all of this. If you've been listening to me for a while, you know that it only takes one tricky situation or disgruntled client or one complaint to significantly impact a business's bottom line. Making sure you've got your legals up to date and current and tailored for you, including your website documents, gives you maximum protection, which gives you peace of mind. That's what we're all about. In that consideration of your website documents, think about your click wrap terms. So if somebody actually is downloading or subscribing or buying something from you or booking in with you, making a payment for a booking via your website, you need to have accurate, current, up-to-date click wrap terms and conditions, which is the part where somebody needs to tick the little box before they're able to proceed with that purchase or registration. This is vital. If you've listened to me for a while, you've heard me talk about this a lot. Missing this step is not okay because this is where the protection really lies for you if someone's actually booking or paying or downloading on your website. We need to get that right. Getting that right is a part of the up-leveling of your business. So once we've reached this point and you have revisited your business terms and conditions, you've revisited your website terms and conditions, including your click wrap, make sure you've developed your membership terms or your course terms or your program terms, if those are new offerings on your website too. Once we've done that, think about your privacy policy. Where did you get your privacy policy? Is it serving you? Is it still serving you depending on where your business is at? The easiest way to know that is to have a conversation with your business lawyer. And yes, that can be us and we can help you with that. Those documents that I've just outlined are the very first part of your up-leveling journey, and revisiting those documents or getting them in place for the first time. I do have lots of clients come to me and say to me, I don't have any legals in place, Tracy. I wasn't quite sure this business was going to turn into anything great. It could have all died in a ditch for all I knew, so I didn't want to spend the money. No judgment here. If that is you, it is what it is. Now is the time to start the conversation and start the process of getting those fabulous, bright and shiny legal documents in place for your business so that you are protected and legally compliant moving forward. Once you've done that and you've satisfied yourself that those documents, business, website, privacy policy, once they are all up to date and tailored for your business and where it's at now, that's when we dive in and ask the question around team members. If as a part of your up-leveling in your business, you have grown your team, fabulous. Congratulations, I say. Outsourcing's amazing. Growing your team, amazing. Provided you've done it properly, and that means making sure that you've got your agreements in writing, both with your contractors and with your employees. Now, if you have those documents in place and we're going through this period of growth and up-leveling, it's time to revisit them and make sure that they're still accurate and current. Services often change with contractors, rates of pay, turnaround time. We need to make sure that the agreement we have in place is current. Similarly with your employees, we need to make sure that the terms of the employment is reflected accurately in our written agreements. Sometimes employees change from casual to part-time or to full-time. Rates of pay change. Roles and responsibilities change. As you grow and evolve, those relationships will grow and evolve too. So now is the time to make sure we're revisiting our documents to make sure that they're accurate and they reflect what your team members are doing in your business now. If you've branched out in your marketing and you're now working with influencers or social media managers, or your copywriter's taken on more of a retainer role for you, make sure all of those unique relationships are recorded correctly in the agreements. An influencer agreement, a contractor agreement with your social media manager, with your copywriter. Make sure it's there. Make sure everything's up to date and current so that what you're actually getting or what somebody is retained to do or engaged to do is reflected in your documents. All of this sets you up for long-term, sustainable, positive relationships with your team members. Because if these documents are drafted properly for your business, guess what? If you ever find yourself in one of those potentially awkward or tricky situations, these documents can be a really handy tool to use when you're having those awkward conversations, because it can diffuse what could have otherwise been a storm in a teacup when expectations aren't aligning or when people have different understandings of things. That can all be diffused and navigated through a properly drafted, tailored agreement so that it's all there, crystal clear. It's much easier then to have those conversations to resolve those issues positively and move forward so everyone can get on with business. That's in a nutshell what it is you need to be doing with your legal documents when you're up-leveling in your business. It doesn't need to be onerous, it doesn't need to be difficult, and it really ought not be something that you put off. My view is, as you know, in business, prevention is better than cure, and these documents, having them done properly, having them reviewed regularly so that they're up to date in your business, is very much a part of setting your business up in terms of preventing issues arising later. You'd have heard me say this so many times. I spent the first 12 years of my career in litigation and dispute resolution. So honestly, when it comes to what can go wrong in business, there is nothing I haven't seen. So all of the advice I give, the tips, the tricks, the guidance, the nature of the way that I work with my clients is with that in mind to avoid what I've seen go wrong in the past. I mean, the sad reality is most of what I saw over all those years could have been avoided. That's the sad part. So what I do now is I empower you and I empower my clients to set themselves up to significantly reduce the chances of ending up in a situation like the people that I acted for, or the business owners that I acted for earlier in my career. I hope you have found today's episode to be of value. I love sharing these episodes with you because I know that this guidance that I provide you is accurate and powerful, and I know that it works. If you are in the process of up-leveling in your business, if you haven't yet grabbed your free copy of our annual legal checklist, please do. You can jump over and grab a free copy from the website. The link will be in the show notes. That is a resource that I encourage you to hold on to as a small business owner and revisit once a year, because it's designed by me for small business owners to cast your eye over once a year, all the things, all the moving things, the important things from a legal perspective to set your business up for long-term sustainable success. So if you cast your eye over that each year, you'll know what needs to be updated, what you haven't attended to, what you've put off for too long. Ideally, we get to a point where you can just comfortably look at that list once a year, say, yep, it's all in order, Tracy. Super happy, thanks so much. That, my friends, is a win. And that's what we're all about. Thanks so much for listening. Love sharing this with you. Feel free to reach out and provide me with your comments and feedback. I love receiving that. And I will catch you next time.